Hello everybody. My name is Samwel Pandila. I'm teaching mathematics. I'm here just to show how students they are supposed to fall in order to answer their question in a correct way. This program is under Pixel and ETETA TV. You are welcome, all of you. Being here today, I have some questions which appeared in national exams in 2020. The question was number 3. This question is from the topic known as set, and at the same time, part B, the question or the knowledge which you are supposed to use is from topic known as probability. So let us read the question first in order everybody can understand what the question needs. In a certain school, 40 students were asked about whether they like tennis or football or both. It was found that the number of students who like both tennis and football was 3 times the number of students who like tennis only. Furthermore, the number of students who like football only was 6 more than twice the number of students who like tennis only. However, 4 students like neither tennis or football. Part A. Represent this information in Venn diagram. Let X be the number of students who like tennis only. So from the question here, you as a student, you are supposed to read the question carefully and understand, as I said, which topic that questions come from. And from that topic, you can think which things you are supposed to know in order to tackle those or that question. From this topic, from this question, from the topic known as set, we know that in set, there is 2 ways of answering the question from this topic. The first way is you can use the Venn diagram. The second way, you can use a formula. So, from this question, automatically we have demanded to use the Venn diagram. So we are supposed to use the information given to represent in Venn diagram. And have been said that we have directed that the number of students should be represented by the letter X. So, since the topic is set, we know that the set, it can be more than 2 or 4 or 3. According to the information above, the number of sets are only 2. There is the set of students who like football, and there is the set of students who like tennis. And the presentation of the sets can be represented by using a cycle or a figure. So here we are supposed to present our information or our set by using a cycle. And as I said, there is 2 sets. So we are supposed to draw 2 cycles. So how can you draw these cycles? It depends on the information from the question. When you look or when you read the question carefully, there is the statement said that the number of students who like both tennis and football. So since there is the intersection, so even the circle should be long, showing that there is the region which shows the intersection of those 2 sets. Look at the solution here. There is 2 cycles there. Those cycle has been labeled. There is a cycle which is labeled by letter T, and there is a cycle which is labeled by letter F. Letter T representing number of students who like tennis, and the letter F presenting the number of students who likes football. And from the information which are given in our question there, we have x which representing the number of students, and when you look at our cycle here, there is x which stands to the circle of labeled t, and there is x 2x plus 6 which labeled to the circle, which are in the circle which labeled by f. Why we put in that way? From the information, there is a number of students who likes only tennis, so those who like only tennis should be in the circle which is labeled t, which is x, and there is student who likes football only. Those students who like football only and tennis only, they are supposed to be in the separate way. And there is the region where the intersection of those two cycles. There is 3x. Why there is 3x? From the information we have said that those students who likes both tennis and football should be 3 times the number of students who like tennis. So the number of students who like tennis is x, and we have those numbers who like tennis and football should be 3 times. That's why we take 3 times x, we get 3x. And there is number 4, which is outside of those two cycles. Why 4 is outside of those two cycles? 4 is outside of those two cycles because 4 representing all students who dislike both of them. So we know that there are some students who don't like either football or tennis. That's why we put 4 outside of those two cycles. So those how you can present the information by using Venn diagram. That is the question of which you are supposed to answer in part A. And when you come back to the part B, before going to part B, let x be the number of students who like tennis, as has been shown there. And part B, use the results obtained in part A to determine the probability that the student selected at random like Roman 1, football only, Roman 2, both football and tennis. So here is the knowledge of probability. While in part A there is the knowledge of the topic known as set, but now we are supposed to use the knowledge of set we are supposed to apply in part B, which is the topic known as probability. So before looking how you can answer the question, we are supposed to understand some things which you must highlight in the probability. In probability, we know that there is expected outcome from the total sample space. The expected outcome we denote by letter E, and the total sample space should be denoted by the letter S. So, using the formula of probability, we know that probability of an event, we know that is the expected outcome, and the sample space, the total expected outcome. So, looking our formula here, because you are supposed to know that the number of event and the number of sample space, and from our Venn diagram there above, we are supposed to total the number of students who like math, who like football and who like tennis. And then we take 2x plus 6 plus 3x plus x plus 4 is equal to 40. 40 are the total number of students. And those in the left hand side are those information which are presented in Venn diagram. And when you collect the like terms, those numbers which are with the same variable, for those numbers which having the letter are 2x, 3x, and x itself, you add it together, you get 6x, and those numbers without letters, there is 6 and 4. When you add, you get 10. And the 10 you are supposed to shift or to move in another side. So we are going to have 40 minus 10. At the end, you get 6x is equal to 30. When you divide, you get x is equal to 5. As from the information which have been given, x are representing the number of students. So now we have, when you find x, that means number of students. So we have asked you to find the probability of an event. As I said, when you find the probability of an event, make sure you have the number of event, that is expected outcome, and make sure you have the total sample space, or the total expected outcome, which is known as the number of sample space. So here, the expected outcome from our question above, it is use the result obtained in part A to determine the probability of that student selected at random likes football only. When you look here, student who like football only, in our circle, the circle which is presented by letter F, which are labeled by F, is 2x plus 6 plus x. And now we have the value of x, which is 5. When you substitute the value of x in those numbers, we get the total of them is equal to 2x, 2 times 5 is equal to 10, plus 6 is equal to 16. So that is the total number of students who like only football. So that is the expected outcomes. So when you substitute in your formula here, the number of students who like football only is equal to 16, and the number who are the total sample space is equal to 31. When you substitute the value which have been given here, you have probability of an event is equal to number of event over number of sample space. Now we have the number of event is equal to 16, and the number of sample space we have 31. Now the probability of event is equal to 16 over 31. That is how you can get the probability of an event. Also, we have asked you to find the probability of students who like both tennis and football. Now the number of sample space, the number of events, it changed. Now we have number of events is equal to 15, and the number of sample space is equal to 36. Then you substitute it in our formula there, you get probability of event is equal to 15 over 35. That is how you can answer the question in the correct way. Thank you for listening.